Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel and another live stream of listening to a bunch of songs. Yesterday we listened to 7 of them from the Czech national final for Eurovision 2024, and today I figured I got so many that I haven't listened to yet, so I just gotta pick them off one at a time, really. And the first one that I went for was Latvia, because they released their songs today, and I felt like maybe that's like it's very in the now to, I guess, listen to those songs. So I don't feel like I'm very far behind on the Latvian songs, at least. I'm far behind on other national finals, but not this one. So that is why I picked this one today. I've already made sure to lower the volume for the songs that will play while I watch them for the first time here, because yesterday I kind of messed that up. But we live and we learn. If I've understood correctly, there are a bunch of songs for Supernova. Not really, some national finals obviously have 30 songs. You also have Moldova, I think, who has over 100 usually. But Latvia has 15, which is a lot to me. Usually you kind of drop a few at a time, but Latvia just dropped all of them all at once, and it's going to be a long one, which is why I'm starting a little bit earlier tonight. I'm completely knackered as well, so I need an early night's sleep today. So we're going to try and get through these as fast as possible while still giving each of them their fair time in the spotlight, I guess. Also, I am live on both YouTube and Twitch right now, which is kind of cool, but you people, you can't really talk with each other if you're on 2 different platforms, but all of the things you say in the chat will appear on the screen, so that's something at least. Moldova has 30 at audition stage, 10 in the final. I'm sure they've had more before though, or maybe that's Lithuania. Lithuania usually have many, don't they? And San Marino, of course. But yeah, anyway, I'm not going to dwell too much on all of that stuff. I think we're going to get right to it. We got, as I said, 15 songs, and the first one should be visible if I do that. No, maybe if I do that. Can you see anything then? You can't, I think. It wouldn't be a stream without it messing up. Okay. Why is nothing showing? What if we do this? There we go. Wonderful. Perfect. Wouldn't be a stream without a little bit of an issue here and there. But now we got the video on the screen as well. Song number 1, basically. Let's just get right to it. I think all of these have this kind of stock image to them, so we're not going to have any music videos or lyric videos or anything like that to feast our eyes on. But anyway, the first song is either called Al or AI. I'm not sure because I haven't I haven't put it into, I don't know even know what you say. Anyway, okay. Song number 1, welcome. Agnese Rakovska with the song AI or Al from Supernova. It's 2 minutes and 57 seconds long, and I'll just get right into this one, listen to it, see what it's all about. She's got very fancy gloves, which is, I guess, a plus from the beginning. Let's go. Got a little fade out outro here. The first song, AI, here, I'll take these off just for now. This is honestly, I don't want to be overly harsh, but it sounds totally horrid to me, because I get that they actually have a purpose to what they want to do here. They have an idea, and okay, let's be pretty quirky and almost verging on insane by basically doing the entire song in pitch corrected vocal to the point where it's you could imagine the core vocal track is not even, it doesn't have anything to it, and every single note has been pitched to its position. It's so heavily processed that it completely does my head in. I'm sorry. The instrumental has parts of it that I think are kind of unique and intriguing. I think the verses actually have a flow to them. There's a little bit of an energy within the percussion there, but the vocal is all over the place, and that really kills any chance this has of really being something that works for me. Forced quirkiness, I see someone mentioning in the chat, and that's absolutely what I feel as well. Yeah, forced quirkiness. It's to the point. It tries to be out there by just being out there. It doesn't have a point really, and that's really my main issue with it, I guess. There's no finesse about it. That I think is really the issue. They want to be experimental, but then you also need to have a core idea, have a main idea that you can really rely on. That is also a qualitative idea. I mean, I could come up with the idea of throwing sounds in a blender and just putting it out there. It's not a qualitative idea, but I could do it. And this one, I feel like the point that they're trying to come across with here is, you know, it's just not something that works, in my opinion. Maybe there are fans to the song out there, but I think this one will struggle within the competition, that's for sure. I'm actually gonna lower the camera a little bit. I hope you're fine with that. And I think we're gonna just move on, because song number 1 did not pique my interest very much. It seems the overarching opinions among you as well is that it wasn't really that impressive, I guess. So we're gonna leave Agnese here. I do not think we will see her in May, but I could be surprised. I'm very intrigued to see how that's actually gonna be performed live. I'm not so sure. Anyway, we're gonna move on. Song number 2 is called For the Show by Alekss Silvers here, with the sunglasses, looking very dapper, as you do. Alekss here is our next artist, and yeah, let's see what he has to offer. Of a performance. His voice is absolutely something that could work for this, but the instrumental is not polished. The production quality of it is not there. It's not to a 2024 standard, unfortunately. The trap kind of music scene has a little bit, I guess, expired in terms of its mainstream side, but it still could absolutely work. And I'm, you know, I think most of you know me as a proper lover of electronic music, but then you also need to be quite impressive, especially with sound design, production quality, just a sort of dynamic within the actual backing track. And this one doesn't have any of that. And then electronic music simply becomes I guess uninteresting and just kind of overbearing as well. Needs a massive rework if that's gonna work, or just be absolutely incredible live. But so far I'm not very convinced by that one either. And we're gonna move on to song number 3. So Alekss, I don't think we'll be seeing you at Eurovision, but if we do not leave the sunglasses at home. They give you character. Okay. Avéi with the song Mine will be song number 3. I kind of I think it's pretty funny, like the concept they got this like shadow of every performer in different colors to match the background. It's a fun little touch to all of these videos, I guess. Anyway, the song Mine by Avéi is song number 3. Let's hear what it sounds like. Vocally, she doesn't no fault at all here. The song Mine by Avéi there, song number 3. And vocally, there's no real issues with it, I guess. Melodically, it's just fine. The opening was very strange with just how intense and fast-paced it was. I didn't really manage to keep up. But the verses were rather minimalistic, and then the chorus just did not have the impact that it probably wanted to really contribute or establish on the song. And I feel like the production quality just lets everything down on this one. It's proper like a plastic sound design all over. It feels like stock sounds, especially the drum machine I'm not very fond of. And it's just a missed opportunity, really. I gotta say, like, it could absolutely be something that works live, but if they end up sending it to Eurovision, I know that a live performance doesn't really highlight the faults of a production side of things within the track, but it still needs a massive rehaul if they want it to chart, or if they want it to be played on the radio or so, because it just isn't there sound design wise. or you know, just mixing wise. Mastering is also it's rather compressed of a song, but it's not to a good standard. It needs cleaning up, I think. Yeah, I think we're gonna move on. We got 12 more songs to go. The next one is called Amsterdam. Sorry. So yeah, the next one, as I said, is called Amsterdam by B/H, also known as Beards and Hats. Maybe that's what it's called for. Maybe that's what it stands for. Who knows? We'll call them Beards with Hats from now on, because that's something they all have in common. And they're gonna sing about Amsterdam. How fitting. Maybe they want to sneak some points from the Netherlands in case they go to the Eurovision. We'll see. Anyway, they look happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. Let's listen to what they got. And it's actually already over. That was rather short, but it was actually like just right. I think it didn't need to be longer than that. Maybe throw in a little bit of a guitar solo there afterwards and just let the song kind of continue on that. But yeah, the song really falls a little bit behind due to the melody not really being that instant, I guess. Maybe after you've heard it a few times you're really fond of it, but at the moment I think that it kind of lacks that memorability to it. What the song really has going for it is absolutely being played so tightly by the band or the members of it. I mean, the recording of the song is actually really strong. The production of it is tight. It sounds clean. It doesn't really sound too interesting for me, but it still sounds clean and proper and like it's actually been done rather professionally. And I also think there are just nice little details here and there. I mean, the bass walks are strong. The drumming is rather restrained, but it still has that kind of punch to every hit on the kick drum that really makes the song push forward. And there's a little bit of playful tones with the guitars as well, how they layer them. They play around with velocity and yeah, it just adds character to the song, I guess. And they have an image as well, so I guess yeah, it's absolutely the song that has interested me the most so far, and that I think has worked the most as a song and as a package. How it will sound live, I do not know, but I'm looking forward to probably seeing that one. It's not a world beater in my book because it lacks the melody, I guess, and also probably a little bit of a variation throughout the song as well. But for what it is, it does nothing wrong really, and I can enjoy several aspects of it. So yeah, that was the song Amsterdam by Beards and Hats. We're going to move on to song number 5, which is the song Hollow. There we go. This is Dons, who has a red and blue shadow behind him. There's very odd lighting on this photo, but it kind of makes him look a bit spooky. Maybe the song will be as well, who knows. But either way, the song is called Hollow, the singer is called Dons. And yeah, song number 5, let's see what this one's about. I'm fond of that they didn't go for another chorus there at the end, because then it becomes so formulaic with the structure, going to this minimal, intimate, emotional section and then going all out again. We've heard it a million times before. Here they actually build it rather nicely, I say. It's a bit on the slow side, definitely. I think the second verse probably needs to kick up more energy, really, with the drumming. I think you probably need to vary the instrumental a little bit more. There were hints of a guitar earlier in the song, just kind of playing more. What would you call them? Can you call them dusty chords? Very industrial sounding in that sense. But definitely you should just probably incorporate it a little bit more there for the finale, to actually let it have a lead of its own, to add melodic variation. I think the vocal harmonies work well when the backing vocals come in there towards the end. It feels powerful, not quite as much as it probably could have been, but it's promising. I think he has a strong characteristic voice, which will definitely work in the performance's favor as well. And yeah, good effort, very good effort. I could see maybe this is the one. So far, I'd say this is probably the one that they should go for. But we still have 10 songs to go, so who knows? But Hollow by Dons, I'm satisfied with that. I think it had a lot of strong parts to it. It felt purposeful. It felt professionally executed. He's got a great voice. His backing vocals got a great addition to it as well. I do like the strings. I like how it's piano based. The percussion is very reverb heavy, digital, contemporary, I guess. Nothing groundbreaking about it, but it does its purpose. Would have probably wished for a little bit of more of an energy throughout the song, maybe a little bit variation in the instrumentation, but all in all, I'm satisfied. We'll move on. Song number 6, let's see. Okay. Song number 6 is called Outsider by Ecto, and Ecto does not want us to see his eyes, which, fair play to you. Maybe that's just, you do you. Anyway, okay, Outsider by Ecto, song number 6. We got his green and red shadow behind him, we got the black bar over his eyes, and I'm looking forward to listening to the song. Let's go. Yeah. This outsider is gonna stay outside of Eurovision as well. I can't imagine seeing this live. Okay, I shouldn't be too harsh, because absolutely, this could work. I mean, it's absolutely something that I will remember for the rest of my life, because the song is all over the place. I'm not sure what to call it, really. It's an ambitious project, because I've never heard anyone try to put something like this together before. But it's done with no finesse. The execution is loud, it's messy, and I'm not so sure, really. It's kind of just discouraging for me to not just understand anything that goes on in a song. I feel like I really want to give every song a fair chance, but I just don't understand it. I don't understand why you would put something like this together, and what's the point of it? Because it feels, at the moment, it just feels like we want to be experimental, we want to do something that no one's ever done before, but there is a reason why no one has ever done it before, because it sounds awful. I'm so sorry. And the thing is, I can hear, like, hints here and there. If I block out the instrumental, the vocal is actually rather well sung in here. It has dynamics throughout. There is a variation between different vocal styles that actually work to the song's favor and could work for an experimental song that really showcases different contrasts and tries to be something that is more out there. But when you throw in just the loudest instrumental possible, that is also very dynamic, because it's all over the place in a very unpleasant way, really. I feel like I'm getting yelled at all the time, and that is not a good thing. It could absolutely work if I actually felt some kind of emotion towards this, but I'm blocked out from feeling anything when all I hear is a wall of noise piercing through my eardrums, of random synth hits and stabs all over the place. The percussion is not polished or punchy in production. It's rather messy as well. And I feel like I can't really grasp anything of the song's purpose here, whatever it is. I understand that you want to do something that stands out, but this does not stand out in a way that makes it pleasant and something that you really want to take in. It's bold. It's a bold effort, and I'm sorry for critiquing it so hard. I hope they can really take criticism, because I will imagine that a lot of people do have an issue with this song, because it is rather tough to sit through, in my opinion. I could just be the completely wrong audience, but I just do not understand it, and I will probably never understand it. I'm never listening to this song again until at least watching the final. I guess I will sit through it again, but I'm intrigued to see how they're gonna make it work on stage, because it's just so incomprehensive to me listening to it as a studio cut that I'm not sure what to make of it. We're moving on. Okay, here's a happy looking guy. He's got his little guitar with him. That is a very small guitar. And he's gonna sing, this is Edvards, by the way. Happy Edvards with Rock and Roll Supernova. Cheeky name, considering the national final you're participating in, but this will be interesting. Edvards Strazdiņš with Rock and Roll Supernova. I'm all ears. Let's go. It's a fun little effort altogether. I'm looking forward to actually seeing it presented with a performance. But at the moment, I just feel like that guitar riff was such a killer opening, and that just put my expectations so high, and I had fun with it for the first 30 seconds, but then it just kind of went on, didn't do anything in particular that excited me after that. They kind of just... they they killed it with the first few seconds to only leave me a little bit disappointed with the rest of it. It feels like the song really needs to match all the way throughout with its with what actually entertains me, I guess. I feel very subjective and selfish now, speaking of just how I would have liked the song, but it feels like it just stands in one spot and just keeps on stomping there, and, you know, doesn't really move anywhere, doesn't explore anything unique or interesting throughout. It's just very much one-note-ish, I guess, very much of the same throughout, and that holds it back, I would say. It's still fun at times, but I feel like overall throughout the 3 minutes, I could have had so much more fun with it. So yeah, I'm not. And then the vocal style, you can think what you want of it. I'm not so sure. It sounds a bit glued on in my book. I think that's everything for Edvards for this time. A little break. All right. How many songs do we have left? Maybe like 8 or so? Let's see. Sorry. Here, are we sure that Alekss doesn't belong in this band? They all got sunglasses. They lost a member and he decided to go solo. Anyway, Funkinbiz here will sing Chystu, Vodu, which is of course the first title, I think, that hasn't been in English so far, so that's always a little bit interesting. I do not know what it means, but I will listen to the music and base my judgment on that from Funkinbiz here. Yeah, actually it looks quite intriguing when you just see them like this. Okay, let's just listen to it. Yeah, alright. That was, let's actually go back just so I can see the title again. Chystu, Vodu by Funkinbiz, and Funkin it was. I did quite enjoy just the groove of it. It felt very enjoyable altogether, and I did quite enjoy it a lot, actually. It's very messy in a way as well. I think mainly the opening part. It's very difficult to really get into it, but once you've just kind of embraced and accepted what the song really is all about, which is something that is very foreign to, I think, a lot of audiences, it's kind of actually quite fun to tag along with whatever it is they're trying to do. I would have liked the song to explore it a little bit more, actually go a bit more intense towards the end, because it kind of feels like it's building towards something more explosive towards the end. I would have liked them to explore that. I think his vocal style is probably what really sells the song to me. I kind of like the tone in it. I like the whispery side of it as well, while still being quite fast-paced and rapid in terms of melody. I think that works well, and especially within a song within the style. And I gotta say, I'm mostly intrigued by it. It's not something that I'm very familiar with listening to, this type of music or anything like that, but I do find quite a bit of enjoyment in it. It took me a while to get into it. We'll see if that's going to continue to be the case now that I know what to expect of the song. When I listen to it the next time, we'll see if I can enjoy it from the start. But I think it's going to be difficult for a lot of people to take it in on the first listen, which is kind of an issue within Eurovision as a competition when you hear the song for the first time. But it was a bit of a grower as the song progressed, and I did find myself enjoying it quite a bit towards the end. So kudos to Funkinbiz as we will move on to the next song. And as we do that, we got Jar of Kings here with the song Wildfire. Jar of Kings has to be one of my favorite band names I've ever seen. Oh, what should we call ourselves? Well, you know, we're kind of like kings, but we put all of us into one little studio. So it's kind of like shoving a bunch of kings into a tiny little jar. Therefore, we could be called Jar of Kings. Brilliant. Anyway, I'm not gonna mock them. It's a funny name for a band, and I actually, unironically, love love it. It just has a great ring to it. Jar of Kings. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna stop. Okay, Jar of Kings, Wildfire. Also love we got the guy with the Marvel shirt there at the back. You know, promoting his favorite franchise, I guess. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna stop talking. Wildfire by Jar of Kings. Serious time. This is song number whatever, and let's see what it's all about. Let's see if it's a winner. Fun guitar work, solid drumming, strong bass lines as well, vocals. Moving on. He needs to stop telling us what he wants to be, because we all got it by the second time I think everyone got it. And then it looped for all infinity. You got a pretty solid backing track, really. Instrumentally, it works. I think it's played very well. The recording is strong. It's tight. It has rather decent production behind it as well. And then you kill it with just shouting, "I wanna be a wildfire" for 3 minutes. The little variation that there is comes too late, or it's just not enough to really save it. I get that we need like something that I think a lot of national finals are do usually have is like you need a rock entry to kind of fill that quota within your national final, I guess. But the thing is that it's unfortunately quite rare that I really find songs that actually take the rock genre seriously, because this feels dusty, it feels old, it feels mainly uninspired. Like even 20 years ago this wouldn't work because it's too uninteresting and too repetitive. I'm sorry. Try again next year, Jar of Kings. I'm rooting for you to come back with something that actually has a little bit of a variation to it, because you got the riff there, but you need to actually spread it out for the entire 3 minutes and not just repeat the 10 seconds that you think are good and that I don't agree with. Who were the rock acts that took it seriously in your opinion, group? I don't really know, like, I haven't really followed a lot of other national finals, I guess, but definitely, I mean, you got both Bedwetters and Ollie in Estilao last year, who were both great. And can I think of any other ones, like, straight from the top of my head? It's always difficult when you put me on the spot like this. But we've had a bunch in Melody Festival and throughout the years. Really, we had Dead by April back in 2012, which were definitely taking it seriously and knocked it out of the park. Also, Ralf Gyllenhammar in 2013 with Bed on Fire. I kind of just maybe say it from a Swedish perspective, and then I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, should we move on? I gave you 4 examples, so that's at least something. I'll try and think of more. Something tells me Ukraine had one last year, which was called Kvitka, I think, which I actually quite enjoyed. I think that was probably a serious effort that actually, it didn't work, but it still was something that I could admire. If this was something like Kvitka, or Fake Love was in Supernova last year. Fake Love had something. It was intriguing, it was intense, it had energy and variation. Take that as your example. It's a different type of rock, I know, but it worked, in my opinion. Moving on. The Cats song. Katrīna here. Katrīna Gupalo will sing the Cats song. Gather around, children, we're in for a journey. Okay, let's actually see what this sounds like. Maybe it's completely serious effort. I'm looking forward to this. The Cats song, as I said, by Katrīna Gupalo. See what it's all about. Yeah, no. The Cat song is interesting. It's something that stands out for sure. It could absolutely be considered as fun, and I can absolutely understand what they want to do with it. I just don't feel like there's finesse about it, and that is a little bit what really holds it back. It's very easy to think that I'm just a hater of anything that tries to be fun within Eurovision, because I very rarely like it, but that's just not the case. I can definitely get behind something that I think is fun and enjoyable, but it needs to have kind of a real in-your-face part about it. It needs to be either punchy, it has to be wacky, it has to be... maybe it could also just be hilariously written in terms of lyrical content. It could be presented in a fun way vocally. I just feel like this is a song that actually tries to do everything very safe and very... restrained, and I use the word cozy a lot because that it's not really a word I use a lot, but in terms of this song, that's what I felt at times. And then trying to mix that with funny, it doesn't really work for me. Maybe, what do I know? Maybe this song doesn't want to be funny, but I take it a little bit like it is that, because she's singing Kitty Kitty a bunch, and it just feels like this kind of wacky part of it that you throw out everything that you've built up and going for a completely out of place drop, I guess you'd call it, very minimalistic one with a rather disappointing sound design to it, but also quite clean production really. But it collides. It's not interesting enough. It tries to be catchy, but I just kind of get tired of it. If it wants to be funny, it needs to really wow me and actually get me involved with it. Right now, I just feel like it ponders on, it goes by, and I just find myself rolling my eyes to it, and that's not. I don't think that's really what they were going for. Of course, I'm not the audience for it. Maybe, I mean, there could be tons of people out there who just have the time of their lives with it. There are other songs that I haven't understood before, and then they've become massive fan favorites. This could be another one. Who knows? And I'm open for that. I'm open for anything quirky actually succeeding, but I will not get behind it because I do not find it very interesting. All right, next song. I'm gonna just move to it here. This one's called Mindbreaker by Papīra Lidmašīnas. And they've got a ladder with them for the photo, and he's kind of crammed in under the ladder. Melodic reference, unintentionally. Anyway, looks like an interesting thing just from the image of them, but we're yet to hear if it's something good about it as well. Mindbreaker sounds pretty raw and intense, but we'll see if that's what it's going to be. Anyway, Mindbreaker, let's listen to it. We only got a few songs left, so let's see. Guys. Oh, no. I'm just so frustrated. Why? There was something here. There really was. I'm so sorry. It sounds fresh. It has a proper sound design. The instrumentation is strong. It's palpable. They play it well. It's a tight group of musicians who definitely knows what they're doing. And they got everything going for them. The verses are snappy. It has energy. The build-up works effectively. They filter out the sounds. They have this kind of talking going on that I didn't really listen to very attentively because I was focusing on the backing music there. Whatever it was that was said in that kind of phone call thingy, I do not know, but it had character to it, and then they build into a chorus which repeats the words la 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 over and over again. And I'm so disappointed in them, I guess, because they know what they're doing. They know that they basically made this song that actually was rather credible into something silly, and I can't let them get away with that. Why did you do this? Is it because you thought that people would go along with it and think that it's catchy and really enjoy it? Like, I get it, like maybe the kids home in the couch will sing along and sing La with you, but this guy won't. This guy loved what you were doing up to that point. The juries will not, if you have juries, I don't know. Hopefully, if the juries can be credible, they shouldn't get behind something that they've intentionally ruined here. I'm so sorry, but you did this to yourselves. You ruined what was a solid package. Do I need a break? How many songs do we got left? I don't know. It doesn't say. Wait, just give me a second. We only have 4 songs left. 4 songs left. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break just to get something to drink. Let me know what you thought of the selection so far. We can discuss it a little bit. We only have 4 songs left. But I think the overall impression that I got is a little bit of a disappointment overall. Some of the songs actually have promising parts about them, but yeah, I'm overall just a little bit disappointed, I guess. let's actually see what it is we got left. No names that I recognize. And okay. Another sip. Really disappointing. Weakest national final so far. That's so unfortunate because I mean last year I think Supernova was really good. Obviously it can't be very encouraging for Latvia to know that they sent absolutely what they should have sent and absolutely something that should have been in the final and didn't make it. And I understand it's very discouraging and maybe then you don't really want to take it seriously, I guess. It's unfortunate. I'm not sure. Can they just Southern Lights, come back. We're sorry that we let you down. I really am. I did everything I could. I voted for you 20 times, but I didn't decide. But everything is like, you just come back. But okay, I shouldn't be like that. We have 4 songs left, and those could be world beaters. I do not know. Calm down. What have I done? Take a deep breath. No, I'm not like that. I hope Patrīcija, who sang Hush last year, would be back. Patrīcija was good last year. There was also this song. What was that song called? That actually kind of just, I think, really was surprising in how effective it actually was. Was it called You Said? It had like this robotic vocal hook to it that really worked very cleverly, in my opinion. And I very much did enjoy that. They can come back. Gave me a little bit of a Big Data and Joywave vibe. That one, very enjoyable. Anyway, okay, let's move on. I should probably make sure that you can. Oh, you can. Can you see something? Yeah, you can. Okay. Anyway, we got 4 songs left. We got a girl in a cowboy hat. I think that's what you call them. Anyway, Heaven's Raining Down on Me by Patrīcija Spale. 4 songs to go. Let's see what this one's like. You know what? This is what it is that it's competent. They know what they're doing. It's simple, sweet, very warm, and just, again, cozy, I guess. No, but you know, it's something that's just very pleasant. It's not something that I will really pay too much attention to, but they could absolutely set something beautiful on stage for this. I just kind of see myself with this darkly lit stage with all of the stars shining in the background, or I guess the rain falling down on her. If you really put some thought, effort, and well, I guess mainly budget into this, I think it could be a very neat package on a stage. Maybe it will get a little bit forgotten because the song doesn't really have that kind of progression that it needs to have. But I think there is a point to the song. I think it's competent. It doesn't do anything inherently wrong. And it's just, I don't really see how it's going to be able to stand out within Eurovision if it ends up winning Supernova. But if the package and performance of it is right, then it could absolutely spring into something quite pretty. And I would love nothing more than for it to do that. I'm not sure if it will go all the way, but I can see this in front of me actually looking very, very well thought out and well put up on stage. And if she can sing like she does in the studio cut, it's going to be at least a pleasant 3 minutes, and that's definitely enough to put it towards the top in this national final, in my opinion. Decent. I did enjoy it. Thank you, Patrīcija. Let's see. Here we got TikTok. So obviously we know that the guy standing on the left there is going to be in a hamster wheel when it comes to the performance night. This is Saint Levića or Levića. You gotta excuse me. I do not know. When you put the accent on the C like that, I don't know how to pronounce it. So I'm just gonna call it Saint Levića. Levića. I don't know. Anyway, TikTok. I can pronounce that. Look like an intriguing pair here. So let's see what they have to offer. Intimate closure. That's a plus in my book. Feels like the middle part of the song didn't really know exactly where it wanted to go, and that is what's holding it back, because conceptually there are parts of the song where I think it really, really clicks. and I'm very glad to say that. I'm happy to say that. It feels it has the drama, it has production quality for sure. It has a very powerful vocal to it as well, which definitely could impress. I hope that she nails it live, and they actually think out a proper like staging and whole performance concept for the whole song that makes it really connect with what they're trying to present. Because I have a little bit of an issue, or like I struggle with really connecting what it is that they want to do with it, especially in the middle part of the song, because it feels too, what can we say, too experimental, I guess. It feels like it's overdoing the experimentalism in it, but it's still rather intriguing, mainly, I think. Not sure what to make of it in its entirety. It feels a little bit messy at times, but I like the opening, and I like especially the outro. I think is a very nice way to tie it all together, with the piano being so focused and also the vocal being central and rather intimate. So yeah, another drink break. I feel my voice is starting to give up on me, but we'll move on. We only got 2 songs left. And this is Love is a Language by Sasha Seal, who's giving a very dramatic pose here. She looks very serious, so let's see if Love is a Language is something that works for me or not. Let's hear what you got, Sasha. Yeah, simple and quite actually loaded with something that feels personal and actually has a point to it. It feels like there's a point of it existing, but it doesn't really offer much for the contribution or the variation of the competition. It feels very middle of the road in terms of pretty much every aspect, unfortunately. The vocal doesn't do enough in terms of actually being something that can impress or actually connect with the audience. I feel like it's just very competent again. They know what they're doing, but they're not challenging themselves with this one. I think it just kind of stays within the framework of what is expected of a song like it, I guess, which is a little bit unfortunate. I'm probably not really returning to this one, but I think as well, like if I'm just minding my own business and I have it on in the background, I don't think that I would really mind it. It's pleasant enough, but it's not something that really stands out to me, unfortunately. And that leads us into the final song. So this lot here is called Vēstulēs, and they wonder kur, which I do not know what it means, but it's a question mark, so, well, we got a questioning title. I think their style is something that I'm actually quite intrigued by, so I'm looking forward to listening to this. And of course, it's the final song. Let's hope we go out with a big bang. Let's see. Vēstulēs here with kur. Yeah, kur here. I'm not really sure what to make of it, honestly, because I feel like there are parts of it that I really understand what they are going for and what they want to do with it. And I think the concept of them being a duet is really something that I approve of and that I like. And I think that they sound pretty good. I think the songwriting behind it is purposeful, is unique, is intriguing. They know what they're doing in terms of connecting the chords and of arranging the flow of it. But I feel like they're kind of missing how to maintain energy, how to maintain tension throughout the song. And every time it builds into a kind of more expansive part of the song, the production isn't really there. I feel like it sounds a bit too muffled. It sounds like it's just not coming across with some sort of punch or power or drive to it. It feels like everything is very bare bones, I guess. And that really holds it back, I would say. I'm not overly impressed by it, but I also think that it's one of the more intriguing songs in the selection. So what I will do now, actually, is to just check a quick little recap of what we've had in front of us today. Is there not a recap yet? Oh wait, there it is. Okay. Again, Misja Eurovicia here. I for some reason didn't come up when I searched Supernova 2024 recap. Instead, my live stream came up and a bunch of other videos of like top 15s and stuff. Don't know why, but I guess that's the YouTube algorithm for you. Anyway, let's take a look at this recap and see the overall selection as a whole. Didn't know that, but now I do. Anyway, those were all of the 15 songs. I got a question from George here. Should we do a voting in the tier list? Not today because I'm knackered. But yeah, that was the selection. I will just let you know that I think probably Hollow is the best choice. Honestly, just based on the studio cuts, it's the one that sounds like it actually has like the impact that it needs to have. Shout out to Chystu Vodu, I would say. Fun package and quite enjoyable, and I think I'm gonna give that one another go and really see how I connect with it. Otherwise, I guess Amsterdam had something to it. Mindbreaker kind of just upsets me to talk about it. Heaven's Raining Down on Me was pleasant. TikTok is interesting. I guess those are the ones, really, for me at least. But yeah, you can tell me what your favorites are in the chat, and we will do like voting for all of these national finals at some point. I just really kind of feel like I want to catch up on the whole national final season first, and then we can get around to actually voting for the national finals and such. So yeah, I got like a few national finals left. Of course, tomorrow there will be no stream of listening to the national finals because we're gonna watch Eurovision 2009, the first semi-final, tomorrow night. So join me on that. I would recommend going on Twitch to join me for that one because YouTube's copyright system is the way it is. But yeah, if you're interested in that, I hope to see you tomorrow. That same thing will apply on Thursday and Sunday. Not sure if I will stream on Friday and Saturday, but if I do, I guess we got more national finals to check out then. And yeah, hope all of you will have a continuing good night, and I will basically see you tomorrow. Now I need to lie down, I need to rest, I need to rest my voice, and yeah, get ready for the kids come back to work tomorrow, so it's gonna be a long day. But yeah, I can look forward to seeing all of you during the night when we watch Eurovision 2009 semi-final 1 at 7 p.m. Central European time, in case you were wondering. Anyway, thank you for joining me for tonight. I really enjoyed, like, even though the selection was a little bit subpar, and especially I think last year it was way better, I think that it still was fun to just listen to the songs, get to know them, and doing it with all of you makes it so much more fun. So thank you for joining me, and I will see, hopefully, pretty much all of you tomorrow. So yeah, have a good one, and good night to you all. Bye-bye.